Hello, and welcome to the unofficial Season 3 of the UnderCast.
It's official.
No,
It's official.
everything we do is unofficial.
Oh, okay. So, by that, what do you mean? The concept of official versus unofficial? Canon-wise?
No, I just mean we are unofficial people.
Oh, okay. Like, we're not... Okay, we're not official.
Yes.
Oh, understood. Okay, that's all you had to say, was we're not official people.
That's right.
So, this is the official, unofficial release of Season 3, Episode 1, but in reality, it just is. It's just the release of...
Theoretical
Oh
release.
my god. Okay, guys, welcome to Season 3. We took
Theoretically.
We took a hiatus for a couple months as I began school and college at the same time, high school senior year.
I'm
and
gonna keep it real. I
What?
just totally forgot that we had a podcast after we ended Season 2.
Oh yeah, totally. Me too.
I wasn't even thinking about it.
Neither of us were. But I think that's kind of the beauty of this, because we weren't spurred on to start Season 3 by anything other than our own inspiration. We weren't nagged. We weren't...
Yeah, I was.
You were nagged?
Yeah.
Oh, nobody cared about me then. I'm just like the piece of shit side character that nobody likes.
A couple people keep asking me about the podcast and new music coming out.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, I neither release music or release... Well, I used to release it.
Don't you have a band?
I do have a band, but we don't release music. We work on covers.
Oh.
We try to do small coffee shop gigs.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
We do acoustic sets. I
you
play
make
a box drum.
Do you make any money from that?
No.
No?
We haven't done any real gigs yet. Garrett wants us to be perfect.
That's unfortunate.
He won't accept anything less than perfection, so, even if it's an acoustic band with box drum and acoustic guitars and a melodica, it still has to be perfect.
I don't even know what a melodica is.
It's a wind-blown piano. It's a small handheld piano that you blow into, and it's like an accordion.
That sounds like a very unique instrument.
It's really cool. Garrett's really good at it.
Okay.
Because I don't think there's anything he's not good at. Except not being good at things.
Whoa.
He's definitely not good at that.
Whoa.
Okay. Whoa. I just transcended.
Whoa.
I've transcended. Well, we took a hiatus. That's the excuse I'm sticking with. You can be real.
I forgot.
I forgot too, but I really didn't want to be doing the podcast while I was in the middle of starting a whole new portion of my life. Which brings us to the main topic of today's podcast. The hand movements.
Our journey through high school. And you can't see it, but we're making very epic hand gestures right now. Very Italian.
Very Italian.
Hand gestures.
It's getting spaghetti up in here.
Never forgetty spaghetti.
Nigatoni. Nigatoni. Alright,
Vinegro.
The Negro Tony?
No, Vinegro. Because I can't say vinegar.
Oh, vinegar?
Yeah.
Vinegar! You can't say vinegar?
You could say Vinegro, though.
Oh, shoot. I just said the N-word when I said vinegar.
I'm not editing that.
We have to say vinegro.
Vinegro.
Okay.
Because you can't say vinegar on the podcast.
Vinegar. No hard R's.
No hard R's.
You have to say vinegar or vinegro. Be politically correct here, guys.
Yeah.
Vinegar is culturally insensitive. I just said that for research purposes.
So our podcast that isn't monetized
yes.
just got demonetized.
Yeah, okay, basically. I have to tell you about this. I was doing some research. Somehow I got on this ball of research.
This ball of research?
Ball of research.
The
it was a
internet
ball.
was literally in your hands.
You
crumpled it into a ball.
I have the entirety of human history in my hands, and I just kind of crumpled it.
Oh.
So, in my vast amounts of research, what I found was the YouTube's algorithm for demonetizing a video.
Yeah.
The do's and do nots, the what you can say and what you can't say, is incredibly stupid.
What can't... You know what? I was about to say, what can't you say? But then I realized, that doesn't sound like a good idea. To say literally everything...
Do you want to know what you can say?
Yeah.
Okay. You can say, cunt nugget.
Why?
But you can't say cunt ball. Because YouTube's algorithm is quite literally the most dumpster fire piece of trash garbage that's ever been made by some sort of coder that had 12 different types of autism.
We just got double demonetized.
We just got double demonetized.
Whoa.
And what I said right there was it was bad. But it technically, one of those words was totally YouTube friendly. And one of them
Dumpster fire?
The word destroy will get you demonetized.
Really?
If you say the word destroy in your video, you will be demonetized.
What about demolish?
Demolish? I'm not sure about demolish. I was looking through this whole chart on what you can and can't say, and it was just incredible. It's crazy that people can say horrible things and be fine, and you say the word like destroy, and context matters, but YouTube's algorithm couldn't give a shit about context, right?
I guess
Because
not.
they're a company that has no rhyme or reason to anything. Anyway, that was just my rant on how stupid humans
Welcome
are.
to my TED Talk.
Welcome. Thanks for listening to my TED Talk, everyone.
Okay, alright. So now,
High school time.
high school time.
High school time. We left off part season 2 with school stories. So now we're not exactly doing school stories. We're just giving you we're reading you the epic of our high school career.
Definitely.
The epic. Homer's epic.
So, which one of us do you think should start off?
You should start off because I've been talking about YouTube algorithms for too long.
Well, alright. I've gotten a pretty good idea of everything in my head. As my high school years, just school in general, as it went on, it just progressively got, from middle school, from 6th grade to 12th grade, it just progressively got better. So, from my freshman year to my senior year, every year just slowly got better, Like freshman year, I met my friend group, and I didn't meet them then, but like I really started, talking to them and meeting them then.
You met parts of us, and then we conjoined.
Well, I knew who all of my friend group was before I was
we were
in there.
Group?
Yeah.
Before we had assembled?
Well, no, they were already assembled. I just
Oh.
knew who they were. And then in French class, I sat at their table, and I was like, "Hey." And then we started hanging out because they were the only people I knew in that class. And we started hanging out a lot. So then, there was that, but I kind of, freshman year wasn't that great, besides meeting all and properly getting into that friend group. Wasn't that great. But then, sophomore year came along. It was pretty epic.
Do you
My
remember
father
the summer?
committed suicide that
my
year.
Jesus.
Pretty epic, if you ask me. Because I kind of caught a dub in that situation. He died, and I got like a whole bunch of money from it. And now I'm living pretty lavish, if I may say so. Living like Larry.
Who's Larry?
From SpongeBob.
Oh,
Living
Larry.
like Larry.
Larry the Lobster. I'm only asking that because I want to calculate how far it is till you guys become
I
bankrupt.
don't know, and I also don't know.
Okay, fair enough.
We probably shouldn't discuss
I wasn't
podcast.
discussing quite finances, but I wanted to, how like they have the subscriber clocks or whatever,
Yeah.
the subscriber tickers. I was gonna do Noah's bankruptcy.
See, we shouldn't do that,
Okay.
and I shouldn't talk about.
Well, then you could do
exactly-
Nakayo's bankruptcy.
if you really want to. But we
Okay.
also shouldn't talk about how much money I got from it.
That's
on the
fair.
internet.
But you were also very open with the fact, my father killed himself and I caught a dub. I
Yes.
feel like the money was the least sensitive part of that.
I disagree. I think it's the most sensitive part of that. It's the most important part to me.
Okay, it's the most important
To me,
to you.
yes.
Okay, fair enough. I'm sorry, it was more of I was making jokes. But
I know.
I got you, bro.
It's all right.
I remember the in between freshman and sophomore year when we went to WBC. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, we went to.
That was a fun time. We
Don't
talked
mess,
about that 20 times.
don't mess with the desk. They might hear that in the audio.
I'm doing this.
It hears it in the audio.
Is it really? Hold on. Yo, that's crazy. Okay.
It's a very sensitive
It
microphone.
is. It has a pop socket on it.
Yeah. Little sock puppet on it.
Little sock poppet.
Sock puppet.
What's his name?
Jim.
Larry.
Living like Larry.
Larry the cucumber.
And junior year. Wow, that was really good year. I went to school. Didn't do much because I didn't have much to do.
The only hold on. The only thing you stated about your sophomore year was your dad died.
That was the best part, though.
Okay, well, what was the worst part? You got to give it warts and all.
The part where he was alive.
Oh,
Yeah,
so like
that-
the first half of the year.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand.
Okay, and junior year, pretty good. I didn't do much, but it was great because I went to school for 5 hours and left 2 hours early, and I can't really complain.
School for 5 hours. Yeah, you did, huh? Was that sophomore?
That was junior,
It was junior year.
and then senior year, definitely my best year. Is I'm out here. I switched to Goal Academy one of the best choices I've ever made. Because now, well, first off, I switched because all my friends left and I didn't have anybody in any of my classes.
I was still there.
You weren't in any of my classes.
That's a fact.
You were there for like 2 hours a day, and I
I'm
would have
still
been there.
only here for 2 hours a day.
I would have been there for 7. So
that's
yeah.
garbage.
So
Probably best you honestly moved to.
exactly. I switched to Goal Academy because all my friends that were in my classes left, and I was like, great. And then I asked my mom, I'm like, hey, can I go to Goal Academy? And she was like, yeah, sure, whatever. Well, that's not what she said. We talked about it, but that's like a summary of what happened. And I go to Goal, and I do maybe like 3 hours of work a week, and it is fantastic because they've got an absolutely wonderful music program. And I'm learning how to play the drums.
That's very epic.
It is pretty epic.
I kind of envy that. And as much crap as I hear, like teachers at school are always like, goal sucks. We lose so many people to goal and they flunk out. And I sit there and I think, how? How do you flunk out of something that literally requires nothing?
You can't flunk out of Goal unless you try.
Exactly. Like, all I hear is that it's almost a joke how much
It is.
work you do.
It is.
And it's accredited, too, so you're getting a degree. Like, it's only good. Well, I mean, I guess it depends on who you are, though. Because somebody who is a socialite would hate it if they didn't know anybody there and they never got out.
Well,
Like, if you didn't have your friend group and you were just not in school and you went to Goal and you stayed home all the time.
I'd be pretty damn bored.
Exactly.
But I'm with my friends
But you
almost
are, so...
every day.
And the only reason I probably didn't want to do it is my dad said no, and also I am already set up with the whole early college program there, and I'm not going to risk moving that over because it wouldn't transfer.
Okay.
It was not gonna
They do
transfer.
concurrent enrollment at Goal.
Huh.
Up to like, I think it's
Yeah, because Liam does it.
yeah. So I think it's like $3,000 up to $3,000.
Well, concurrent enrollment is just what it is. Like, they're going to pay for you to go as many classes as you can handle. There's no, like, limit at Pueblo West.
And Goal there is.
Oh.
It's like $3,000.
Huh.
Yeah.
I mean, you could get a semester, I guess, at PCC with that.
So, how was your high school experience?
Mine was the reverse of yours. It just got worse, progressively worse.
Really?
Yeah.
You started off freshman year on top of the world, and then
I peaked at 15 years old.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? What was,
I don't know.
What was your peak?
I guess I was young, and
You're still young.
yeah, but like I know this is kind of a weird statement, but I had less responsibility, and because I was more reliant on my people and my family, and when that went away, I realized that it feels like there's not much anything else to do. Like, I feel independent and alone. So much of the percentage of my life, because I've got work, I've got college, and I've got high school, and the little time I do have for my friends is still, like, not a lot, and I used to have a lot of time, like, every day. My freshman and sophomore year were, like, it was very much encapsulated around me being with my friends, and now it's not.
Well, you've
It's
chosen yourself to go the college route.
Yeah, because if I don't, it's gonna be harder on me in the end, and I had no choice with the job. My parents wanted me to get a job.
Okay.
So
you don't have to work at a cheese shop that makes you work every day of the week.
I don't work every day of the week.
You don't.
I work a little bit on Thursday, most of the day Friday, and most of the day Saturday.
Well, you could get a job that doesn't require you to work on weekends, and instead you work.
I make up my hours.
Oh, you
I
do?
work what I want.
Oh,
But that's the only time I have time for work. And if I didn't do that, then I wouldn't have time for work.
okay.
And I couldn't work, but I have to work. So I work what I can, and honestly, it's a really good job. But before that, it was kind of, I don't know, it was much better because
Okay.
I relied on people, which is a weird statement, but I felt more. I felt better when I had less freedom and when I knew less about the world, and then it all came kind of just very suddenly. I think it was less of a gradual change. In my eyes, anyway, and more of a sudden change, and now I'm all of a sudden very stuck. I don't know. I mean, I know I'm moving forward and progressing, but I feel alone so often, and it kind of makes me crazy. Alone in my car driving, alone in my class, alone at work, and then I see my friends every once in a while. And it was the reverse of that in freshman year. And I'm very nostalgic. I'm a very nostalgic person, so I really enjoy looking back. You remember? Have you ever seen The Office? There's a scene where Andy says, "I wish there was a way to know you were in the good old days before you actually left them." And that's me. That's always been me my entire life. It's like I never live in the moment. I'm always looking behind.
Well, you should.
I try to live in the moment more, but I don't know. I'm just saying, if I'm being honest, I had a better freshman and sophomore year than my junior year. My junior year was ass. My junior year sucked. I was depressed. I was suicidal a huge majority of it. I finally got better. Actually, our very first podcast we posted, I started feeling better, and I had a great rest of that year. But the first couple months, I was like, oh, this sucks.
Well, I'm glad that you got better.
I did.
For sure, yeah.
I don't know. Senior year almost feels like a joke.
What do you mean?
It's scary, because after this, I'm on my own. There's no more school. There's no more structure. It's gone.
Can't wait.
Yeah, I know you can't wait, but I don't know. You also have probably a family and house that you can rely on not getting kicked out of.
No, at some point I have to start paying rent.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't think I'll ever get kicked out. It's just I'm very scared of what the future holds. I'm a very uncertain person, and I'm scared of uncertainty.
I just figured out that life's uncertain, and that's okay. And yeah,
that's probably a really good mantra to live by. What did you used to say? Life is a series of awkward.
Yes, yeah. Life is just a series of awkward moments, and as soon as you embrace that, it gets better.
Huh. Yeah. So I guess maybe if in some lights it's gotten better, and in some aspects only because I live inside my brain it's gotten worse. But I don't know. I look back to my freshman year and miss it a lot.
Well, in 5 years, you're gonna look back to your senior year and be like, man, I wish I was enjoying my senior year instead of wishing I was enjoying my freshman year.
Yeah.
Which is a good way to look at it, and just live in the moment,
Yeah, that's true. So I'm in the... It's funny. Have you ever heard the statement, your entire life has led up to this moment?
Yeah.
Think about that. Your entire life has led up to this moment.
It's pretty epic. It depends on the moment.
No, this moment right now, your entire life has led up to this moment.
Oh.
Your entire life has led up to you being here right now.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like
Great.
Butterfly effects is kind of chill, right?
Yeah, I mean...
Because you think of all the choices you made to be where you are now.
Right.
Maybe it's a little anticlimactic, but...
No, I think I'm in a pretty damn good place. I like where I am.
Yeah, I would like where you are too if I was you. Yeah. Huh. But, that was high school. Jesus, that was sad.
I'm sorry that your high school experience has not been above moderately adequate.
Huh. Yeah, I guess so. Well, I mean, it started off moderately adequate. Maybe I don't know, I felt alone most of it, and I feel alone mostly now.
Maybe you're just idealizing your freshman and sophomore years, and because your junior and senior years are more recent, it's like, you remember a lot more of everything that happened.
That's probably
compared to
true.
Remembering most of your sophomore and freshman years.
Because if you were to ask me to recount a specific day in my freshman year, I couldn't give it to you in specifics. That's how little I remember. I just remember it was good.
Yeah, I remember a lot of French class.
I remember a lot of Spanish class.
I didn't have Spanish class. So.
I did not like my Spanish class.
I loved my French class because I didn't do anything and I messed around all the time.
We were in this AP Spanish class, and it was horrible because Miss Spicer hated me, and everyone in that class retained all of the knowledge that they learned from the first 3 years of Spanish in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. And I took 6th, 7th, and 8th grade Spanish, and I didn't remember much at all. So I was sitting there trying to cheat off, neighbors, trying to get test answers, trying to float by.
And then the teacher looks at you, and you look back and say, "Chupar un pollo de
De
negro
negro.
través de su calcetín."
And then she's like, "Why are you speaking a dead language?"
No, that's Spanish.
Oh, no, you're right. I was thinking Esperanto for a second.
Mi defias venal gladiatoria batalo.
Now, what would be chupar un pollo de negro in Esperanto?
I don't know. I haven't looked it up.
Oh, that's fair.
I've only done Spanish.
Well, okay, so to spin this in a more positive light, I guess it's cool. I've grown up. I'm not depressed anymore. I made it through all years, and, well, I mean, my GPA is not incredibly high, but I'm not recovering any credits. I'm in college, partially being paid for. I have a job. I mean, life's good.
Yeah. I am not going to college, and hopefully I never will. And I'm going to acting classes, and on November 2nd, I'm going in front of a bunch of agents, and they're going to judge my monologue, and hopefully, they will take me under their agenty wings and get me commercials.
See, that would be a nice life.
And TV shows.
That'd be a nice life to
That
live.
would be. It is very nice.
See, if I were to, that's like my ideal life, just be an actor. That's what I
I
always
thought you wanted to be a cop.
I mean, I do. That's like a reasonable expectation.
No, I think actor's pretty reasonable because people do it, so it's reasonable.
Yeah, 1 out of the billion that are in those acting agencies get into the actual acting. You're gonna probably be one of those because your coach really liked you and all that stuff. But I think that would be an ideal career for me, doing acting gigs. That's what if you were to say, Nikayo, money's not an issue, chance isn't an issue, you can pick your job right now, I would say I'd be an actor.
Well, chance is always an issue in everything you do.
Exactly, but if somebody were to be, I'm going to grant you a wish. Do you want to be a law enforcement or do you want to be an actor? What's your dream? And I would say I want to be an actor.
Well, yeah.
But I'm being a cop because it's realistic.
You also have to be good at acting. It was pretty hard to...
Which is, I've heard being a cop is one of the most rewarding jobs you can ever have.
It doesn't sound very rewarding.
I guess. Coming from a professor who's like 60-something years old and was everything under the sun, from SWAT team to military police to firefighter to prosecutor to attorney to police officer, he says being a police officer, out of all the things he's ever done, even normal jobs like being in the food industry was the most rewarding thing he could ever think of.
Well, that's also just the perspective of one person.
It is. And I think you actually have to want to be in that to be good at it.
I do not want to be a police officer.
Why would you not want to be a police officer?
It sounds pretty job intensive. Like your life has to kind of be structured around being a police officer.
Yeah. That's kind of why I want to do it. So I can kind of forget everything else. Just be involved in that. Maybe avoid having a family.
Really? You don't want a family?
I mean, I do, but why should I? It's just, it lowers your quality of life, statistically speaking.
Yeah, but you're leaving something to move on past you with your teachings, and I've heard after a while. I was talking to Blackwell, and after a while, he told me after a while, you just kind of get to thinking, what's the meaning of life? And then the meaning of life is to have kids so they move on past you and carry on your legacy in a way. It's to preserve the human thing, leave something behind that's worthwhile.
I think to a very, very, very minute level, that's why animals keep living, and they're the one creature that doesn't commit suicide, or, well, we're the only creature that commits suicide.
Because we're conscious.
Because we're conscious and they're not, and they're just living off of their coding, which tells them to leave something behind. Our coding tells us to leave something behind, but we have consciousness.
Yeah.
And so we try to make more of love or whatever it is, when love is simply just a chemical, but we have consciousness, so we try to make it more than it is.
Yeah.
Our coding just wants us to reproduce. But our consciousness wants it to make this like marvelous thing. Ooh, a happy life and a happy marriage and I'm in love 100,
it is pretty plausible.
Yeah. That's my theory on it.
I believe in happy life and
I think it's awesome. I think that's what everyone's goal should be, is a happy life. Joy, more like it. Right. Happiness is different than joy, but I think that's kind of everyone's main purpose it should be anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. But, well, we went on a tangent on the meaning of life.
Yes, we did. All because of high school. God, I hate high school.
Really?
Yeah.
You said every year it got better.
I didn't want to go into high school. The only reason I liked it was because of my friends, you know?
Oh, yeah, same
I didn't
here.
care.
We could do a whole nother episode on the public education system and how ass it is.
I couldn't tell you a single thing I learned in high school.
Yeah, I couldn't either.
Yeah, because I didn't learn anything.
I flunked, I didn't flunk out of math. I had teachers that let me ride on D's, but...
There you go.
I
Wait, are you telling me you
Yes.
rode on your teacher's dicks?
Yes.
Whoa.
And all of them were females except for Mr. Schumann.
That's the hottest part.
That's the hottest part.
You rode on a female
Okay,
penis.
that's enough of that.
All right, we've hit 25 minutes.
25 minutes, boys.
So...
And all of it was depressing.
No, I'd say it was pretty good.
I'm kidding. All right, well, you guys have a great day, and we'll see you next week, hopefully, to proceed Season 3.
Possibly.
Possibly. We can't give you any
Indefinitely.
promises, unofficially.
Sagan said you probably should never answer in absolutes, so I like to take that advice.
Yeah, but if you never do that, then, you will literally never do anything in life.
That's not true.
How can you answer in non-absolutes your entire life and get anywhere?
You go to a restaurant, you say, I think I'll take, and then you order your thing. And you still get that thing, but you just didn't answer, and you probably didn't answer in an absolute.
Then what was the point of not answering in that absolute?
So you just don't answer in absolutes, you're not bound to anything.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, don't answer in absolutes, or you probably shouldn't answer in absolutes, guys.
Okay, don't answer in absolutes this week.
That's an absolute. And what I just said was also an absolute.
You probably shouldn't answer in absolute this week because it may be a good practice for you to possibly pick up.
Yes.
That's an
Try
absolute.
possibly not speaking in absolutes for around 1 week.
For a round.
That is our
Give or
maybe
take
challenge to you.
And we'll give you an unofficial goodbye.
Unofficial goodbye.